Hey there, folks. Dobby back at you. Think you think there's going to be a lot of protests in Venezuela moving forward because of Maduro and his wife being captured and brought over to the U.S. and being put on trial and him pleading guilty and everything. You think you'll see protests in Venezuela about this? Do you think that there'll be? I heard from here there's a lot of chaos right now. I would think there would be after having an airstrike in the country, and then their president, albeit he was voted out and lost their last election. But he was at the time the person in charge. Maybe not technically, but he was in power. And then he was removed out of the country violently. And you think there'll be protests on either side, both sides? Yes, any supporters he doesn't have in the country. You think there'll be protesting? You think the people that were not supporters be protesting at all? Do you think anybody would be protesting in general just because he was taken the way he was taken? There's already been a ton of reports of people celebrating his capture and being taken to the U.S. in Venezuela by both people in Venezuela and people in this country, people who fled Venezuela, and even people that weren't from Venezuela that supported him being taken out of power and put on trial, and his actions now he's getting the consequences of his actions. At least, hopefully, he'll get have to suffer some consequences for extra actions now. And he's got to go through the trial and everything, which I'm assuming will probably take a while. But do you think there'll be any protests here in the U.S. on either by people, if there was anybody in this country that supported him, or do you think people that in this country for some reason would protest just because they could protest, and it protests in support of Maduro just because they don't like Trump or anything he does? I think there's protest just because it's something Trump did. And do you think any Venezuelans, will they protest? Do you think there'll be violence here in the U.S. because of what happened? Do you think? I'm kind of curious in your thoughts, and I'm keeping my eyes open and seeing what I can hear and trying to find out more information as much as I can. Maybe you guys will know more. I don't know. Maybe I don't have the best sources of information. Maybe somebody would hear something before I did. I mean, there's people out there with a lot more sources, a lot better sources than I have. I just basically hear what's reported after it happens. Sometimes quite a while after it happens, then I find out about it. But let me know your thoughts. Leave me some comments. I love to hear what information you have or what you think will happen as far as protests in this country and Venezuela. And I'll see you in the next one. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever floats your boat. Look forward to hearing from you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.